Hey guys, what's going on? We got another Enhancement Shaman PvP video. This time we are in the solo shuffle first arena of the pre-patch that I've had a chance to play. And it didn't go quite so well, but I guess I can't quite complain. But anyways, one thing I've noticed with pre-patch is I've gained like a buttload of new buttons, both being Wind Rush, we got Poison Cleanse Totem, we got our new wall, we got Grounding Totem to use, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And like, I can't even, I have to remap my entire setting because like there's way too much buttons. So that's one reason why I'm playing like crap. But another one is because none of my keybind, like my PvP setup, isn't correct because I deleted my layouts for the talents and stuff. So which also deleted the other layouts. So yeah. But anyways, we're going to get into this. So we got a Resto Druid, we got two Survival Hunters, an Arms Warrior, and a Holy Paladin. Now apparently, survival hunters have been pretty insane right now, and this match kind of showed me, yeah, they're doing quite well. But I didn't feel like I couldn't win at all. I definitely felt like I could have won in most cases. The reason why I felt like I didn't win is because I didn't choose the correct talents. I should have had Poison Cleanse Totem for their silence effect thingy, and I should have kept grounding to try and catch some frost traps. But you can see on my bars, I don't have my grounding. Reason being is because I forgot about it. It's usually set up on one of my things already, but because of the amount of keybinds I have, once again, it's I have to do a remap and give myself another 4 or 5 keys to be able to use my entire toolkit. So, but anyways, in here, our focus is going to be the survival hunter. We find them to be the squishes, but at the same time, I want to try and hit the warrior, make sure make sure he's using up his defensives. And so that way, if we need to swap, we don't have too much of an issue because um, if he has no defensives, that means he's a target. And also when he intervenes, he's taking all the damage the hunter is taking. So that's another thing we got to watch for. But yeah, so here I'm trying to get reset up. Got my 1, 2, 3 macros for my interrupt. I got grounding on my bar, and I got my raid buff on my bar. It's a whole lot to go through. Like it's kind of crazy. I think Blizzard needs to take a look at the fact that we have way too many buttons. Um, but anyways, once again, I am with another survival hunter. We're gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna go after their survival hunter. Um, but you can see the warrior is doing a great job of sticking to everybody and doing a lot of damage, and the paladin is hanging back, trying to get off as many heals, and I'm trying to disrupt him a lot. Here, I should have been able to watch for that grounding to get the trap. I should have dropped grounding there as well to catch the Hodge if I didn't catch the trap, so on and so forth. So I really jumping into this, I was like, oh my god, just watching all this. So we get feared. I go ahead and trinket tremor so that way the healer can get out of the fear as well. I didn't want him to trinket the fear. It's the only fear in the game too, so it's not too big. And I didn't feel like they were on me that much. They're more focused on the hunter. But here I'm just trying to stop this hunter from getting his pet off. Unfortunately, weren't able to quite get it all the way down. But there, I whiffed a kick completely. I was so slow on it. It was just absolutely embarrassing. I've been playing like I don't even know. I need to play more games and get my rhythm back because oh, that was embarrassing. But yeah, you can see here the paladin runs in, gets a lot of CC on the druid, so I'm peeling back, trying to help myself, heal myself, to doing as much as I can, kite around, stay in the traps so that way they can't quite move that fast. Another thing to remember is Windrush did get a new talent where it will remove slow effects, so you can use that now to remove any slows on yourself and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. But yeah, as the first match of the pre-patch, I didn't expect it to go well. On top of that, one of our spells, Lava Burst, is bugged. It's not giving us the second charge of Elemental Blast, which kind of stinks. So you only have one charge of Ele Blast you can get during your window. It's not that big of a deal, but it's definitely annoying. And here the hunter just gets absolutely blasted. I'm not even sure what quite hit him, but he just got absolutely deleted and it was quite unfortunate. So here I swapped to shamanism, which was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I realized that after the matches, like I was like, I shouldn't have swapped. I should have kept grounding totem and tried to catch these traps. Like it was just, I don't even know why. I just felt like I wasn't going to catch any of these traps. But even then, it puts it out there so the hunter has to think about it, right? He has to think, oh, he might trap it. But there, I went for a kick on the druid, and again, I missed. It's like my reaction time has slowed down so much for some reason. I didn't get a chance to. I haven't really played much retail. Mostly been on Season of Discovery, so it's been a bit slower gameplay. I was really hoping to get a arena session with Shook and Plum, but unfortunately we didn't weren't able to connect just yet. So I went into the shuffle, and I was gonna go for another one, but I didn't want to wait the wait time. But yeah, so here the hunt or the druid went for a clone, so I go ahead and interrupt that, making sure that nobody's CC'd right now. We're focusing on one hunter, but we want to keep switching because we want this druid to be switching his hots, right? Spending all of his mana as much as possible before our paladin goes But here I get stunned, Pally gets stunned. Although it looked like he dodged the trap, maybe he trinketed, I'm not sure. But here I start getting blasted. He gets a bop off on me and it's instantly perked, which is a bit unfortunate, but oh well. But here we get a huge amount of damage, but the rest of the druids just easily picking him up. No issues. And there we get double stun. So I go ahead and lasso, stop a little bit of damage. I'm not sure what's going on with the Holy Paladin where he's getting this massive heal absorb, but it makes me very nervous. So I'm trying to like peel back because I know they want to push me, but if they push him, I feel like he might die. I don't know. But yeah, it was just I haven't seen that before, so I was getting kind of nervous seeing how much health he has on absorb. So I'm trying to heal him a little bit as much as I can. Keep the hunters. I also want to play LOS from the druid. I want to pull these guys behind the pillar, forcing the druid into a bad spot. So you can see me here pulling a bit back. Druid comes in a little bit close. He gets stunned by the warrior. The warrior comes in to help us out. But it's just like it didn't feel like we had a huge amount of pressure. I can't quite get a hex off on the druid because he's always got a he's always in tree form. Like I didn't quite understand that. But anyways, here he gets a nice double blind, so we get a little bit of pressure, but I can't quite connect to the low health. The poor warrior is just getting CC'd out the wazoo. He can't do anything at all. He's having a lot of trouble just connecting. But here we get a nice hodge. Start pressuring. But it's just not enough. Healer's getting CC'd like no tomorrow. I'm trying to heal myself, but it's just a lot of CC. They have so much mobility. I don't know. And survival hunters just seem insane. You can tell by their damage. Like I know I'm up there, but I'm also cleaving off of pets too. But yeah, it's just insane. So here it's me and the survival hunter. So our main focus again is going to be the other survival hunter because we don't want him doing anything he wants. And the druid pops out of stealth, or maybe the hunter got him out. Here, our healer gets diamond iced, which is another form of frost trap. So I went ahead and lassoed the enemy. Unfortunately, he trinketed. So it kind of does work out in our favor, getting that trinket really, really early. Very, very helpful because I wanted to stop damage while our healer is CC'd. That's very important. And there, he gets a hodge off, but I see that he's silent, so he wouldn't be able to get anything off. So I went for the hex. Unfortunately, it was too early, and I wasn't... so it didn't really do a lot. He was still stunned by the time he got out of the hex. Quite unfortunate. But here, we're pressuring, putting a lot of pressure on these hunters. That's the whole goal, because I don't know, they seem to be easier to take out than a warrior. But here he gets a nice trap, and he's out in the open, so we're beating him up, trying to do as much damage as possible. He gets another trap on the paladin, so I go ahead and lasso to stop a bit of damage. Warrior chases me down and gets me interrupted, just to get him out of that stun. Like, whenever I lasso, I usually aim to do it. Here, I try to push the warrior away from the druid as much as I can, trying to put him into a bad position. I get my haste buff, send off that quick hex. He doesn't have time to react and shapeshift, so it's kind of huge. He's pushing in even further. There's his die by the sword, and there he gets topped off by the druid. We all get feared, so I went ahead and trinket tremored, making sure nobody else was feared. And this is where the druid pushes in, trying. So I'm just sitting back, making sure I don't get stunned or anything, waiting, making sure that my healer's not going to get cloned by anything here. So I knock him so he can't bash, making sure that he's getting CC'd. Hunter comes in, CC's him, gets a bit of traps off. Nice. Here, the hunter pushes it onto our healer, but I guess he breaks his own trap. I'm not sure. Or maybe he missed it. I don't know. But here they push out. We start getting a lot of damage. He gets very, very low in turtles, very, very low. So they switch to me, so I go ahead and wall instantly because I don't want our healer to panic too much. So I want to make sure I'm fine. I also just noticed that my lightning shield wasn't up the entire fight, so which kind of sucked. So here I go for the hex. Somehow I got a free hex off on the druid. Didn't have to fake, didn't have to do anything. I just sent it and I got it off on him. He didn't shapeshift or anything like that. But there, the hunter charges in with it for a trap, but gets hodged on it, which was huge by the healer. It was a great, great stop to the trap. But he gets silenced here, and this is where poison cleanse would come in clutch. Is taking off those silences and healing reductions. That would be very, very good. So from now on, when I fight survival hunters, I'm definitely bringing poison cleanse. It's a lot easier to bring now with the new talent tree and stuff like that. So I'm definitely planning on doing that. Here, the healer has to bubble, unfortunately, to prevent himself from getting CC'd. So I start pushing up onto this hunter even more, and he falls over. I'm not sure if he had turtles still or not, but we were able to take him out. I'm assuming the other survival hunter had a wicked kill shot on him. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, here we got to fight both survival hunters. This match kind of sucked. It's very, very annoying fighting these things, man. I don't know what it is with survival hunters, but they're very annoying for me to fight because they're just got so much mobility, so much movement, so much everything, just unable to connect. So here I back off a little bit. I kind of want to go for a hex, but at the same time, I don't know if we're going to get anything. Warrior's in there blade storming, so I was like, okay, it's probably not worth it going for it. I see the healer get silent, so I go ahead and lasso, just stopping a little bit of damage. He's also on his cooldown, so it's another big thing to watch for when going for lassos. So I'm just sitting on top of one of them, trying to find out which one is the best option. But I'm just getting CC'd, unable to connect to anything. I go for a hex. Neither of them went for the kick, so I just got the full hex off, thankfully. So here he starts backing off. I can't quite connect, so I swap to the guy the warrior's on, so that way we can maybe try and get some real damage out of this. So there he gets very low, but the healer just quickly tops him off. And I'm not even interrupting like I should be. I should be getting a whole lot of interrupts. Here I went for a hex thinking it was off cooldown already, but it wasn't. Not sure why, but here I go for it, get it. But I'm in melee, neither of them kicked me, so I was thankful. So he has to actually trinket because we are getting a lot of damage going off. I dodged the searing glare from the Holy Paladin. It's very annoying when that gets on you because you miss everything you do. But here, the warrior gets a nice fear, so I start purging to get that bop off. He gets sacrificed from the other hunter, I think, or maybe himself. Not sure. But we get a huge amount of damage, but it's just quickly reset. Quite unfortunate, but we did get bop and sacrifice, so that was pretty big. It's just survival hunters are very annoying. So you can see they go for another trap, and then there again, poison cleanse takes off that poison so fast. They remove the silence. It'd be so useful. So here I start pushing in really deep. Probably yeah. So I start pulling back because I feel like my druids might not be able to connect to me. Very worried with that because hunters are very, very good at pressuring the healer with their traps and stuff. You know, isolating them away from the team and having to deal with two of them is a real pain. I honestly think we might have been switching too much. I'm not sure. But here the hunter pushes in really far, so I go ahead and knock him. Gets a nice stormbolt. We get some really quick damage. And there's the second bop. It was just really, really close on that one. Just didn't have any CC to go for the healer, unfortunately. So here I stand on top of my healer so I could break the blind because I had explosive trap, and I know survival hunters deal a lot of AoE damage. But I just wanted to make sure I could break the blind with some sort of damage, so that way he's not just sitting there with a blind. So here I start pulling back. I go ahead and wall. I want to let my healer top me off. There, I was about to follow up the fear with a hex, but he got it. He sent the bubble, which was a bit unfortunate because that was definitely a win condition for us. I go ahead and lasso the hunter. We get a huge amount here. I went for the hex, but it was just a bit unfortunate that I got silenced. Get the hex off. He has trinket. I get CC'd. I'm just unable to help pick myself up. It's just so close. So we start trying, but it's just not enough. We got so close on that match. It was just quite unfortunate we weren't able to finish one of them off. So close. But on to the final match. We're up against the survival arms again, and with the druid, my main focus is to keep the druid away from the paladin because he wants to cyclone spam and everything like that. So I need to be ready to CC him. So here the hunter's doing a good job. As soon as he comes out of stealth, he gets a nice stun off on him. But I guess he wasn't able to follow up with a trap, or at least not yet. So there, everybody gets feared. So I dropped Tremor. It wasn't close enough to Pally, so I have to move my totem. It's a bit unfortunate that he had to sit an extra second in the fear, but, you know, I was a little bit far. It was unfortunate. But here he gets a nice Hodge, although he did move during the binding, so he got stunned. It was quite unfortunate. Binding shot is definitely annoying. I believe it got changed to back to a stun. I believe it used to be a root, so it was definitely very, very annoying. But yeah, so here we get a huge amount of damage going, but nothing, none of their health is moving. It's just crazy. So here he gets a nice trap, but we have no pressure to follow up. So I try and time a hex, get the hex. Unfortunately, it's a bit DR'd. So I lasso the warrior on that trap, but unfortunately I get cloned. So I just go ahead and trinket that because I want to do as much damage as possible. We're falling behind. But here I dropped the primordial with because primordial comes with totem of wrath now. We get a huge amount of damage during our primordial windows, which is huge. See, I should have been able to interrupt that first regrowth, but I was too slow. I noticed it too late that he was casting. Thankfully, he went for a secondary cast. But here, I start taking a lot of damage. I go ahead and wall because I know they just want to deal damage to me. Unfortunately, I can't get out of this fear, so I'm just stuck running away. It sucked quite a lot. The hunter's taking a lot of damage. I spot him with a little bit of heals. The paladin's getting cloned. Quite unfortunate. We're all just kind of dying. I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know if it's the survival hunter or maybe he was just... I'm not sure. I feel like I could have made a huge difference if I just had certain talents ready. I get bopped, but I'm trying to stay back, spend my maelstrom to try and heal myself as much as possible, but then the hunter goes down. But anyways, guys, that was the first solo shuffle of pre-patch. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you guys are enjoying enhancement in the pre-patch. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters!